All right, we back. Motor City Sports Talk preview to our second preseason game. Tomorrow we'll be coming on at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Channel 2. That's Fox. As the Detroit Football Lions, One Pride Nation in the building, head down to Houston to take on the Texans, and they've been down there practicing in that Houston heat, that humid Houston heat, all week. Things I'll just talk about, things to watch out for, things to look for. And pretty much not about winner and loser. But not sure if Stafford is going to play or how long he's going to play. Not sure about the whole Houston, starters and, who going to play, who not going to play. I know Watson played, I think their last preseason game, if I'm not mistaken. J.J. Watt, he really don't need to play. But, and I'll give you some guys to look out for, just personal. But the first thing that, from a Lions aspect that I would be looking for from as a fan, is how they come out. How prepared are the Detroit Lions? Last week, it looked like it was the same thing last offseason. They looked not prepared to start the season. They looked not prepared to start the preseason as well. And it looked like it was mirror images. Just not a team that looked prepared. And that was my only negative takeaway from last week. Everything else didn't matter. Long as, other than the injuries, that's what we're looking at. If they come out prepared, they come out looking like an offense, they got a 10 or 15, plays already designed to start the game off, to hit the ground running. It's going to be real vanilla in preseason, but it ain't necessarily just, how can I say it, like the execution coming out there putting 3 straight touchdowns. It means nothing. The Lions went 4-0 the year in preseason. They went 16-0. It's just coming out looking like and being professional like the Patriots was last week. They was professional. Obviously, they backup quarterback Brian Hoyer been there forever, And obviously they're a championship caliber team. You just want to have that structure where you just look professional. The Lions just look like somebody just put a bandana over their eye and gave them a stick to beat the pinata and spun them around halfway across the house and then told them to find the pinata, in a dark room. You know what I'm saying? They need to look like, what? This is what we're going to do. If this don't work, we're going to do this, do that. They need to look prepared. And if they look prepared tomorrow and they look like they got some structure coming out, and everything will look crisp, offense getting on, defense getting off the field, and they looking good, then I'm cool because the majority of our talent ain't out there. Stafford probably be out there for a second. Kerryon and C.J. Anderson for a minute. You still filling the offensive line out. Marvin Jones and Danny Amendola, they not playing tomorrow. I can't tell you that. Marvin Jones still coming back from that knee injury he suffered in training camp, and they finally shut him down in the middle of the season. Snacks, Mike Daniels, he not playing. Trey Flowers not playing. Okay, so it's a lot of different people not playing. It's not about winning, losing. As far as, from our first team, it's just about the team looking prepared. And that's a Patricia thing. How is he managing the schedule on the road? But let's just talk about players to look out for. My number one player to look out for, and only because he a new addition, he plays probably perhaps the second most important position on the team, is probably the backup quarterback. I say it's important because we got a quarterback that's going to his 11th year, going on 31, 32 years old. We looking for Josh Johnson to see if he can make some things happen. 13 teams in the NFL, been in the league for umpteenth years, mobile guy, see what type of rapport he formed. He formed since he been here last weekend. I think he signed last Saturday, so we looking to see what's going on. And the guy that he beat out for the job by time 21 Savage, former Houston Texans backup quarterback, is out, and perhaps his career might be in jeopardy with so many concussions in a short amount of time. And David Fields just suck. Landry Jones, he's with the XFL. He's the first player to sign over there. So he missed out on an opportunity with the Lions, but hey, he's the first player to sign with the XFL. So salute to him and they reboot. He gonna get that money somewhere. But I'm looking at Josh Johnson, see how he, work the offense. Looking at David Fields and see how they operate and see if Josh Johnson got a future of unseating time 21 Savage or David Fields as the backup quarterback. So that's the primary guy I'm looking at. I'm just going to go offense. Obviously, I'm always looking at the rook, TJ Hawkinson. We see how he conduct himself. But a lot of things will be vanilla because guess what? The Lions can show their hand just like the Cardinals can week 1. So a lot of things will be vanilla with us in our offense as well too, because a lot of people don't know what to expect. They got an idea because Bevel been around the league for a minute, but with Cliff Kingsbury and them, nobody have no idea. They have a little idea, but they trying some new things with the clapping and stuff. But offensive line, we want to see how it look. Joe Dow and Graham Glasgow, and just how they looking on the interior. Wiggins, see who end up being the two guards that starred. Joe Dow got a contract extension. Kenny Wiggins is just a depth guy. Graham Glasgow got 1 foot out the door, 1 foot out the door, waiting to get paid or get paid somewhere else. So we're looking at how the guards play. So look at how Ragnar playing second-year player, finally starting at center. If you don't know, then Rick Wagner, our right tackle, left tackle, Taylor Decker. They in contract years, basically. Other than that, I look for, Brandon Powell and, other young players out there to make plays out there. Is it Andy Jones and Chris Lacey, is that his name? They got a couple young receivers. I'm sorry if I'm butchering their names. But the one guy I'm excited to see tomorrow for the top guy, my excitement is Jelani Tavai. I'm predicting that he's gonna be the starting middle linebacker at some point this year. That's one of my bold predictions. I think he got man in the middle. I heard he doing very, very good in an article from Athletics a couple weeks ago. And I look for him to be a star for the Lions. Everything I'm hearing and I'm seeing from him is great, and I think Davis is going to be moving around the linebacker core, and he might just be a situational player on rush downs or something like that. But Tavai I heard he the real deal, man, from a couple people. So I'm looking at Tavai to see how well he do tomorrow. Obviously, the biggest thing we're looking on defense is improvement from the defensive backfield. Looking for Amani Agwakwi, rookie out of Penn State, to improve, and he was right there, learn how to play the receiver, and then turn around, play the ball. Looking at Jamal Agnew to have a better game. Looking for Mike Ford to show up better. Possibly, I'm not sure what's going on with Jalen Tabor. Is he injured or not? Did he finally come back? Other than that, looking at Tracy Walker. But another thing to look at for, in this game is Andrew Adams. I think the kid from Tampa. He created so many turnovers in camp. He was a pick machine when he played for Tampa last year. Don't be surprised if I think his name is Andrew Adams, end up starting over Tracy Walker, and or end up splitting time with him. But the Lions like to run 3 safeties. When you able to take the ball away for a team that lacked in takeaways last year, that Adams kid is somebody to look at. And he got football genes, bloodline. And don't be surprised if you see Tracy Walker in the nickel and you see Coleman on the outside if things get desperate at corner at some point this season. Other things to look at for Houston. Deshaun Watson, veteran quarterback. I look for him to take a step to move into the top 10, top 10, right? Moving up this season, man, up the quarterback list. Obviously they still got Lamar Miller. They got so many veterans. Jonathan Joseph, I didn't even know he still was getting a check out of South Carolina. He's still playing at a very high level. Houston got a veteran defense, man. They're a veteran team, so it ain't really too much to look out for them. Obviously, you will see Hopkins, and you might see Will Fuller and a cutie slot receiver. They was decimated at the receiver position last year, but they got a young tight end, Thomas. I think his name JT Thomas, but not much to look for. It's a veteran team. Deshaun Watson, Bill O'Brien, he got to be on the hot seat. It's just a veteran team, so it's the second preseason game. They ain't got much to play for. You'll see some looks that come out there play seriously too, but not too much to look for. Remember last year the Lions, I think they had a joint practice with the Oakland Raiders last year, and they had an opportunity to get the inside track on Khalil Mack. They got a joint practice with Houston, and allegedly Houston are shopping. The Texans are shopping Jadeveon Clowney. So is Bob Quinn gonna let that slide by him twice? I think he will. But hey, we'll see what happens with Houston, man. Houston a really good franchise as far as what they starting to build with Deshaun Watson and J.J. Watt. And we'll see where they go. They got an older defense though, man, and I think it's time for them to start, reviving that defense pretty soon. But they're a good team. I think they got, slim Super Bowl aspirations, but I think they're there. When you got a generational type of talent quarterback with that potential, I think they got a good chance of reaching out there and having a good run. But hey, Motor City Sports Talk, just a few things to look for and players to check out. Appreciate the love, support. Hit the subscribe button, bell icon button, share the videos. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram.